Oh, boy, here we go. Welcome in, everybody, to the Jaguars Today. You just heard from Trent Baalke's mouthpiece, Ian Rappaport, and he was just basically reading the press release, but many believe that to be the case. And Trent Baalke retained as general manager of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Doug Peterson is fired. You're well aware of the news by now if you've been listening to the drill here on 1010 XL this morning as the Jaguars wrap up a miserable season yesterday in Indianapolis with a loss. Fortunately, from my point of view, they didn't go out with a win because all that does is screw you up at this point in time. But hope that win against Tennessee feels good, giving them the number one pick. Had you lost either one of those Tennessee games, you'd have the number one pick. But that doesn't seem to be the story of the day today, gentlemen. Good morning, David Garrard. Welcome back.
Good morning.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you guys.
Where were you for New Year's? What'd you do? Go up to the Carolinas?
Yeah, we just enjoyed some time with family. So,
nice.
Yeah.
All right. Good enough. Tony, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah. You sound fantastic.
Yeah.
Right. Congrats on the Breakfast Bowl.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
You're dominant in the Breakfast Bowl. I will give you that. And but that's a conversation more
we'll
for
get into that
later in the week. I just wanted to
a
acknowledge.
couple months from now.
All right. I just wanted to acknowledge.
Yeah.
But let's speak to Jaguar fans while we still got them, right, here in the audience,
Holy
because I don't think they're kidding. I'm seeing a lot of people, guys, sending me screenshots of their cancellation forms for their season tickets. And I'm talking about people that are like, I've been a season ticket holder from day one. I've been a season ticket holder for 15 or 20 years or however long. Not some fly-by-night fans. And, you know, for those, every fan base has some of them as well. But Shad Khan, epic failure in reading the room. And I'm not saying you have to run your team by a vote, a popular vote, but if you can't, part of your job as the owner is to excite your fan base and give them reason for hope and give them reason to want to come check out your product. And you're not giving them very many reasons to check out your product. Yeah, Brian Thomas Jr., he's great.
Yeah.
We did hit on some draft picks. That's fantastic. Go look at that free agent class. Go look at another losing record. Go look at your cumulative record here since you've taken over the team in Jacksonville. And here's Trent Baalke now getting to work with his sixth head coach in the National Football League.
I know it's one of those things that when an owner in a moment like this morning, when they release the statement, the initial statement, one of the things they're going to do is, we have to, acknowledge the fans and these kinds of. I couldn't believe it was even included in this morning's statement. I was like, what?
More like ignore the fans.
Right. What are we talking about, Shad? Like, we have to do something for the fans. Do what for the fans exactly? Like, you chose the least desirable outcome of all possible outcomes from the fan perspective. Like, I don't think fans would have been pumped if Peterson was back, right, for next year, and they decided to get rid of Baalke. They would have been like, why can't we just start over, right? Like, that's kind of where all the fans were. But it would have been more of that. It would have been, why can't we just start over? It would have been a little bit of exasperation. All right, we'll go on with it. But the Baalke staying and anything else happening, everyone's just like, what on earth is happening with this organization? And fans are at a point with it where they're like, I don't think they care about winning. I can't do it anymore, right? Like, that's the reaction we're getting from the fans today, and I don't think it's completely unfair. I don't know how to talk them off that kind of thing.
Not going to ask him.
Right, like
it's
a crazy situation for everyone to be in that they would, the half measures on this side with the half that they're keeping, I cannot understand any argument for Trent Baalke to continue to be the general manager for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't get it. I could have understood some of the arguments for both of them to be back. They only have 1 year left on the deal. We'll clean it out when we have to clean it out. They did go to the playoffs a couple of years ago. They were 9-8 last year. Like, those kind of things, okay, if they were going to make the argument for keeping both. Keeping one, and the one they're keeping being Baalke, Dave, I can't wrap my head around it.
Tom, I'm just as confused as you are. Thank you for laying it out, though, that, yes, they kept the wrong one, and if they did keep both, we would – or if they just kept Peterson, most people would be like, all right, just like you said, it's not really what we wanted to happen here, but it is what it is. Okay, we'll find a GM. Yeah. Should have just got rid of both you guys, but, okay, it's Doug. We can live with that. But the one that they decided to keep is the one that a few times now we've tried to get fired, or we would have liked to have another GM. They keep they continue to keep him around. I'm not sure what Shad is seeing, what he's thinking, what he's hearing. I don't know who's talking to him. Apparently nobody. But for some reason, this guy is back again. Why? Why? He does not have anything to do with X's and O's with the guys that's on the field, the guys that are supposed to be going out there with the culture changing. That's not going to work. Just clear house. Get rid of everybody and just start it over. Don't do this. This is the worst selection option.
If I'd given a choice, I would have rather had Peterson back than Trent Baalke. But given a choice, the clear preference is neither. Okay?
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
if you bring back Doug Peterson, the fan base now, whether it's true or not, has been conditioned that all Ben Johnson needs to do is be asked, as long as Trent Baalke's not in Jacksonville, Ben Johnson's your next head coach.
Yeah.
Right? Whether that's 100% accurate or not, and I say that, and I know that all the different reports and the things that have been said about it, okay? But there are a lot of people that have said a lot of things definitively, like, I know they're both coming back. I've heard that from a bunch of people. Yeah. I know they're both getting fired. It's a done deal. No, none of you knew anything, okay? No. And we said all along, you might guess right, but you don't know. And here's an example of, I can't believe he did this. Really? You can't? Because Shad Khan has made mystifying decision after mystifying decision for a long time, or bad, just outright bad decisions, okay? Even if he can justify it in his head. And I'd love to hear how he does. I'd love to have him speak to the media today through more than a written statement. I'd love to have Trent Baalke face the music. Why do you think you deserve to have this job still? That's the first question that should be asked. Why do you deserve to have this job and Doug Peterson get fired? Didn't you hire Doug Peterson? You're one win away. You can thank Doug Peterson for not making you a liar when you said, I'll never have the number one pick again. Because if you had lost one more, you'd have the number one pick right now. So, look, I'll put the best case scenario now. This is the best. And I'm not saying this is going to happen. You got to hear me clearly here. This is what in a best, I have my wish scenario, okay? Mm-hmm. Well, first, other than Shad Khan changing his mind, for Jaguar fans, it's that they still get Ben Johnson, right? But if they get Ben Johnson, here's going to be the reaction. And I'm not saying it's not deserved, but the reaction is going to be, yeah, but he's going to be working with bulky players. They're going to say, yeah, but what could have been? We're not getting Ben Johnson unencumbered by this guy over here. Who are the bulky people in the National Football League? Other than the people that he hires and employs and works with him and gives them opportunity, where are the bulky people out there? I don't know who they are.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
sure you could find people that would sing the praises of Doug Peterson. I mean, that's my opinion. Just having dealt with Doug, Super Bowl winning coach, I'm not saying he didn't deserve to go. 5 and 18 in the last 20 years.
We heard plenty of it when they hired him. There were plenty of people how great this is for Jacksonville, right? Like that was and
it was, let's not kid ourselves, it was good in the short term, Tony.
It was.
They needed some stability.
Absolutely.
They needed an adult in the room.
Yeah.
And they got it, and he gave them a short-term bump.
Right.
And he couldn't maintain it.
Like, it's hard to even get into the reasons for why it's okay for Doug to no longer be the coach today, because the Baalke thing casts this big shadow over everything else that's going on with the organization now. I don't know what the searching for the next head coach prospect, like the process is going to look like for this team. I have no idea. I don't know if this eliminates Ben Johnson as a candidate for this job, if he's ever been a real candidate. I don't know what the answers to any of these things are, but I know Trent Baalke being involved in the process makes me think the process has been hindered because Baalke's involved in it.
I agree.
Right? And I can't understand Shad Khan not knowing that at this point in the process, but he's the only one you have to convince if you're Trent, and apparently he's done a good job of it, that he's convinced the owner.
I'll give Trent credit. He's got to be an incredible salesperson. Incredible salesperson. Why doesn't some search firm who needs a salesperson come by and take him off our hands?
Right.
Honestly, can we get that done here? I mean, we'd all chip in. Look, I don't know what to tell. I mean, I do. I'm not 100% perplexed here. I mean, you can't be that shocked if anyone could do it. Shad Khan is stuck by Trent Baalke for longer than we ever thought he should have.
It's a weird space to be in. It's not that I'm shocked that it happened, but I still can't explain it.
I'm incredibly disappointed.
It's this weird thing. It's like, I can't. What? Like, it's this big what, and then it's like, it's Shad.
I thought he might do it, but
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way he would do it because he hears everybody. He sees what's going on the field.
Well, most recent tweet I just got on this, and obviously this is the only thing we're talking about today, right?
Yeah.
From Kurt, it's bass-ackwards, in my opinion, but not even close to surprising. Like,
Yeah.
it just, some people are conditioned to this level of dysfunction, and which is a damn shame at this point in time. Look, there are plenty of people out there, and I run into them, man, and they're like, that don't follow the minute-to-minute stuff. That probably couldn't tell you that Trent Baalke is the GM of the Jaguars. There aren't enough of them. Okay, if you think you can get by on the casual fans, and I'm not besmirching you by calling you a casual fan, I'm just saying you're not listening to this program every day. You're not, taking in every bit of Jaguar media at every second and every opportunity, and you just go along. You're like, oh, they got a new coach. Oh, who'd they draft? Whatever. That's fine.
Yeah.
If there were 60 grand of them that wanted to show up every Sunday, who would care? But your stadium could be a ghost town in the foreseeable future if what people are claiming they're going to do, if they follow through on it. We'll see. I mean, look, I don't begrudge anybody for canceling tickets, for not buying tickets. I certainly don't begrudge anybody who's upset for going, you know what, they're still my team, and I'm going to go buy tickets, and I'm going to go and try to enjoy myself as much as I can. We tell you all the time, fan the way you want to fan. But if you don't think this is going to have an impact on the hardcore constituency, the people that are with you year after year after year after year, they feel like they're getting kicked in the teeth again and again and again.
Hey, Mia here, and thanks so much for watching 1010XL Jaguars. For even more coverage of the Big Cats, be sure to subscribe to 1010XL Jaguars.